our series of Psalms for Life. Throughout this series, we're going to engage with the book of Psalms. We're going to look at a few Psalms together and to see what they can tell us about what it means to be human. The wonderful thing about the book of Psalms is how it engages with real life and real human feelings. It often doesn't sugarcoat things. And that's comforting to know that people have sought meaning and sought God for century upon century upon century. They're a wonderful and very touching record of people of faith. The format of these evenings is that I will sing a series of psalms. We'll leave a little bit of space, and then Steve will read us those same psalms in a modern translation, and it's a particularly interesting translation. It only came out in 2018, and it puts things in a very fresh and immediate way, in my opinion. But by hearing them in two different ways, I want to invite you to prayerfully engage with these psalms and let them speak to you afresh. And so our first set of psalms are psalms in times of trouble. They're Psalms 12, 18 and 20.
Help me, Lord, for there is not one godly man left. For the faithful are minished from among the children of men. They talk of vanity, every one with his neighbor. They do but flatter with their lips and dissemble in their double heart. The Lord shall root out all deceitful lips, and the tongue that speaketh proud things, which have said, with our tongue we will prevail. We are they that ought to speak, who is Lord over us. Now for the comfortless trouble's sake of the needy, and because of the deep sighing of the poor, I will up, saith the Lord, and will help every one from him that swelleth against him, and will set him at rest. The words of the Lord are pure words, even as the silver which from the earth is tried and purified 7 times in the fire. Thou shalt keep them, O Lord. Thou shalt preserve him from this generation forever. The ungodly walk on every side. When they are exalted, the children of men are put to rebuke. my stony rock and my defense. My Saviour, my God, and my might, in whom I will trust, my buckler, the horn also of my salvation, and my refuge. I will call upon the Lord, which is worthy to be praised. So shall I be safe from mine enemies. The sorrows of death compassed me, and the overflowings of ungodliness made me afraid. The pains of hell came about me. The snares of death overtook me. In my trouble I will call upon the Lord and complain unto my God. So shall he hear my voice out of his holy temple, and my complaint shall come before him, it shall enter even into his ears. The earth trembled and quaked. The very foundations also of the hills shook and were removed because he was wroth. There went a smoke out in his presence, and a consuming fire out of his mouth, so that coals were kindled at it. He bowed the heavens also and came down, and it was dark under his feet. He rode upon the cherubims and did fly. He came flying up upon the wings of the wind. He made darkness his secret place, his pavilion round about him with dark water and thick clouds to cover him. At the brightness of his presence, his clouds were removed. Hailstones and coals of fire. The Lord also thundered out of heaven, and the highest gave his thunder. Hailstones and coals of fire. He sent out his arrows and scattered them. He cast forth lightnings and destroyed them. The springs of waters were seen, and the foundations of the round world were discovered at thy chiding, O Lord. At the blasting of the breath of thy displeasure. He shall send down from on high to fetch me, and shall take me out of many waters. He shall deliver me from my strongest enemy, and from them which hate me. For they are too mighty for me. They prevented me in the day of my trouble. But the Lord was my upholder. He brought me forth also into a place of liberty. He brought me forth even because he had a favor unto me. The Lord shall reward me after my righteous dealing. According to the cleanness of my hand shall he recompense me. Because I have kept the ways of the Lord, and have not forsaken my God as the wicked doeth. For I have an eye unto all his laws, and will not cast out his commandments from me. I was also uncorrupt before him, and eschewed mine own wickedness. Therefore shall the Lord reward me after my righteous dealing, and according unto the cleanness of my hands in his eyesight. The Lord hear thee in the day of trouble. The name of the God of Jacob defend thee. Send thee help from the sanctuary, and strengthen thee out of Zion. Remember all thy offerings, and accept thy burnt sacrifice. Grant thee thy heart's desire, and fulfill all thy mind. We will rejoice in thy salvation and triumph in the name of the Lord our God. The Lord perform all thy petitions. Now know I that the Lord helpeth his anointed, and will hear him from his holy heaven, even with the wholesome strength of his right hand. Some put their trust in chariots, and some in horses. But we will remember the name of the Lord our God. They are brought down and fallen, that we are risen and stand upright. Save, Lord, and hear us, O King of heaven, when we call upon thee.
Deliver, Yahweh, because the committed person has come to an end, because the people who are true have vanished from among humankind. An individual speaks emptiness to his neighbours, with smooth lip through a double mind they speak. Yahweh should cut off all the smooth lips, the tongue that speaks big things. The people who've said, with our tongues we will be strong, our lips will be with us. Who will be Lord over us? Because of the destruction of the humble, because of the cry of the needy, now I will rise up, Yahweh says. I will set myself up as deliverance, he testifies to him. Yahweh's words are pure words, silver purified in a furnace on the ground, refined 7 times. Yahweh, you will keep them. You will preserve us from the generations that last permanently. All round, the faithless walk about, as flimliness stands high for humankind. The leaders, Yahweh's servants, David's, who spoke to Yahweh the words of this song on the day Yahweh rescued him from the fist of all his enemies and from the hand of Saul. He said, I dedicate myself to you, Yahweh, my strength, Yahweh, my cliff, my fortress, the one who enables me to survive. My God, my crag in which I take shelter, my shield, the horn that delivers me, my turret. As one to be praised I called Yahweh, and from my enemies I found deliverance. Death's ropes have overwhelmed me. Belial's wadis terrified me. Sheol's ropes have surrounded me. Death's snares have confronted me. In my pressure I called on Yahweh. I cried for help to my God. And the earth has quaked and rocked. The mountain's foundations shook. They've quaked because it enraged him. Smoke has gone up in his anger. Fire from his mouth consumed. Coals have burned up from him. He's spread the heavens and come down, with thunderclouds beneath his feet. He's ridden on a sphinx and flown, swooped on the wings of the wind. He's made darkness his hiding place around him. His bivouac water, cloud, masses of mist. From the brightness in front of him, through his masses, there have passed hail and fiery coals. Yahweh has thundered in the heavens. The one on high gave out his voice. Hail and fiery coals. He sent off his arrows and scattered them, shot lightning and routed them. Canyons of water have appeared. The world's foundations have come into sight. At your reprimand, Yahweh, at the breath of your angry wind. He sent from on high. He got me. He drew me out of much water. He rescued me from my vigorous enemy, from people hostile to me, because they stood too firm for me. They met me on the day of my disaster, but Yahweh has become a support for me. He's brought me out into a roomy place. He's pulled me out because he delighted in me. Yahweh has dealt to me in accordance with my faithfulness. In accordance with the purity of my hands, he gave back to me. Because I have kept Yahweh's ways and not been faithless to my God. Because all his rulings have been in front of me. His decrees I didn't let depart from me. I've been a person of integrity with him. I've kept myself from waywardness I might have done. And so Yahweh has given back to me in accordance with my faithfulness, in accordance with the purity of my hands before his eyes. May Yahweh answer you on the day of pressure. The name of Jacob's God sets you on high. May he send your help from the sacred place, support you from Sion. May he be mindful of all your offerings, enrich your burnt sacrifice. May he give you what is in accordance with your mind, fulfill every counsel of yours. May we resound at your deliverance. In the name of our God, we'll lift our banners. May Yahweh fulfill all your requests. Now I acknowledge that Yahweh has delivered the anointed. He answers him from his sacred heavens with the mighty acts of deliverance of his right hand. These people make mention of Chariotry, those people of horses. But as for us, we make mention of the name of Yahweh, our God. Those people have bent down and fallen, but as for us, we've risen up and taken our stand. Yahweh, deliver the King. May he answer us on the day we call.
Some thoughts on those psalms in times of trouble. In Psalm 12, the psalmist feels isolated. Are they the only godly person left in the world? All around are lies and arrogance, and the needs of the poor and needy are not merely ignored. Those most vulnerable are being oppressed. But the psalmist finds hope in God. Where there are lies, God's words are pure and true. God does not ignore the poor and needy, but guards them from the evils of the world. In times of trouble, we seek God's truth and justice for the weakest in society. In the first 24 verses of Psalm 18, the psalmist looks to God for protection in times of trouble, crying out for help. God removes the psalmist from danger and rewards him for following God's ways and being true of heart. From being fearful and oppressed at the start of the psalm, by the end, God proves faithful. The psalmist looks to God as his strength. In times of trouble, when we seem feeble, weak, and defeated, we seek God's strength, not our own, to win the victory. And indeed, Psalm 20, our final psalm, echoes this very theme. In times of trouble, we call upon the name of the Lord. And so, in times of trouble, we seek God's truth and justice for the weakest in society. In times of trouble, we seek God's strength, not our own. In times of trouble, we call upon the name of the Lord.